Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network. Alright, y'all see what we got going on here. This video today is dealing with your guy, no other than Mr. TSF himself. And who am I talking about? Yeah, man, your boy Sauce Walka. So check this out. Sauce Walka, he heard Quavo drop the MobTies. And along with that, the Migos affiliates denied J.Prince entry into Quavo's private B-Day event that he had in the ATL just a couple days ago. See, for the folks that didn't know, Quavo, he just turned 32 years old. And this the first time in 28 years that TakeOff is not going to be present to celebrate Quavo's birthday with him. So just like everybody else, Sauce Walka, he has been seeing that Quavo has been slowly distancing himself from J.Prince MobTies. So Sauce Walka, he basically tell J.Prince, let it go. Quavo not cool with you or your brother J.Prince Jr. MobTies no more. I mean, y'all gotta understand how he feel. Y'all got fam nephews sent up. Quavo should have stopped messing with y'all on that date of October the 31st. And a lot of people agree with those statements that Sauce Walka put out there. See, Sauce Walka, he's surprised like everyone else. And that's Quavo is starting to see that all this time, J.Prince and his son's MobTies are not who they really say they are. Because if that was the case, TakeOff, he'll still be here. I mean, y'all mean to tell me a little verbal miscommunication will warrant somebody to up a burner inside of a private event? Come on, man, that don't make no sense. That only means that J.Prince Jr. and his brother Jazz was constantly hanging around some reckless individuals. See, for those of you who don't know, when Sauce Walka got the news that TakeOff got sent up, he was the first rapper to say, if Quavo and TakeOff was in Houston with me and my guys, that TakeOff, he'll still be here. That he would have went home with Quavo that night. And when your boy J.Prince saw what Sauce Walka had stated about him, he tried to question the validity of Sauce Walka's statements. But Sauce Walka, he basically told Jazz, you know where I'm at, I got the same number, it ain't changed. And since then, J.Prince, he ain't had nothing to say towards Sauce Walka. Because a lot of folks in Houston, they know that Sauce Walka, he is one of the real ones. So even with that, Sauce Walka, he knew that J.Prince wasn't gonna come back and say nothing else. See, to me, it's just funny how clueless or even privileged J.Prince has to be to even believe that he had an automatic invite to Quavo's B-Day event. That Quavo didn't even put together himself, but some other folks in the ATL who got love for Quavo and the Migos that put together Quavo private B-Day event. And that's the reason why Quavo sent the invites out to OffSet and Cardi B so they could be present and celebrate Quavo's birthday with him. Because this is what a bunch of folks in the ATL want. They don't want to see these guys at odds. They want to see these guys link up and make money together again. And with that, I don't think that J.Prince understand the magnitude of TakeOff not being here. So him steady going to the ATL, he's just asking for somebody to pull up on him. But you got some folks in the ATL that's still heated towards J.Prince the Pops for going at OffSet like that. You understand? So if they see J.Prince's son Jazz, everything they want to say to J.Prince, they gonna say it to Jazz. Again, especially if they see him in the ATL. Now, there's no beef between ATL guys and Houston guys. Because you got guys that's even in Houston that want the MobTies to tell the truth based around what happened to TakeOff and Duke the Jeweler. You understand? And a lot of them don't even respect how the MobTies is moving out there. Because they seeing that ever since the Sons took over, they've been putting a bad light on the Pops, J.Prince. Because J.Prince, he's always been respected. But again, now with the Sons, Jazz and J.Prince Jr. taking over the whole MobTies is bringing undue heat onto the Pops, J.Prince. So Jazz, he could feel how he want to feel. But until him and his brother tell the truth based on what happened to TakeOff, and the one who sent up TakeOff is finally exposed, and then his family could get some type of justice. But again, as of right now, you got J.Prince and his brother J.Prince Jr. acting like his MobTies has nothing to do with TakeOff untimely demise. See, now the folks is starting to understand that OffSet, he never really had an issue with Quavo. He only had an issue that Quavo was still hanging around J.Prince while they was trying to get over TakeOff untimely demise. So people just got to stop putting out negative information about Quavo and OffSet. Again, saying that they had an issue where they couldn't even be in the same building with one another. Again, that's not the case, man. The issue was only really dealing with J.Prince Jr. and his brother Jazz, and also they pops. Because again, how the pops went at OffSet, now Quavo is starting to see the big picture here. Now Quavo is starting to see who's putting out these narratives based around him and OffSet having a discontent towards one another. Because like I told y'all, man, Quavo and OffSet, they never put that out there themselves. It was other people to take the narrative away that the MobTies had something to do with TakeOff and Duke the Jeweler being set up in H-Town. So yeah, Quavo, he's finally seeing things the OffSet way. Well, OffSet, he was trying to tell Quavo at first, hey man, just take a step back from those guys. You gotta distance yourself from J.Prince so you can see what I'm talking about. Because the more you hang around them, you're not gonna see the underhanded activity that they putting on. And that's why OffSet had to let Quavo know. Why you think the last few times that J.Prince invited out the Migos, I never wanted to go? Because the first time I went and I had that issue with Sauce Walka TSF guys, J.Prince the Pops, he rubbed it in my face. So I made sure the next time that he wanted to invite the Migos out, I wasn't going. That's why y'all would see more of Quavo around J.Prince Jr. MobTies, and TakeOff, he'll pop up every once in a while just to keep his uncle Quavo company. So yeah, man, I want to ask you how you feel with J.Prince thinking he could just walk into Quavo function all because they used to be tight. Now, a lot of folks already seeing what Quavo said about J.Prince, the Pops, trying to act like he that real big mob figure. So is that the reason why J.Prince thought he had an automatic invite to Quavo's B-Day function that Quavo, he didn't even put together himself, but some other folks in the ATL did this for him? See, you had guys that was like, no man, Quavo, he celebrated his 32nd birthday out here in the D-Town. Man, I don't think y'all understand how this goes. When somebody is of Quavo's magnitude, you have all kind of people that will throw functions for you. You don't have to do it yourself, you understand? When you provide some type of resource or bring some type of benefits to different people, they have no problem putting together private events for you. So again, man, what you feel about J.Prince just thinking he can go out to ATL and walk into Quavo's private event?
At this point, J.Prince is really borderlining delusional, because he has to realize that things in the ATL don't roll like they do in Houston. And so what's happened is that because of his MobTies affiliation with his pops, he has become entitled in thinking that he has everything at his fingertips at all times without needing permission or invites. And so unfortunately now this is blowing up in his face because an event is being thrown in ATL and he thinks that he has the same plug out there that he does in Houston, and it just doesn't work that way. Also, he has to realize what has happened over the past year or so as it relates to a lot of important figures being sent up, being associated with him and his family and MobTies, has really tarnished the reputation of him and MobTies in general. And so because of that, his name and his family's name has become a bit tainted.
Man, that's so true. You even got some guys out of Houston, and one of them is Sauce Walka, who stated the same thing. He say, hey man, J.Prince, he was better off when he didn't speak. But now he got his sons out here really moving and thinking they the MobTies when they some real suburban kids, you understand? See, a lot of folks respected J.Prince Jr. and Jazz when they was just hanging around Drake, because we know that Drake, he is not getting into no street activity at all. Matter of fact, you bet not even bring that around him or his guys, you understand? So that's what Sauce Walka is going off of. He say, man, I remember with Jazz and J.Prince Jr., they was around here like some young schoolboys. Now they're around here sagging with Dracos. Come on, man. That's not how those guys used to move just 5 to 10 years ago. You feel me? So that's what I said before about a lot of black men. We have to change our direction on what we think and what we put out there. Because again, you got somebody who got resources and his father got all type of connections, but they going about it the wrong way. You understand? To even have somebody as young as Lil Cam Fifth thinking he was going to take the case for TakeOff being sent up, that's just bogus right there, man. So that's the reason why you have some people who believe that J.Prince Jr. and his brother Jazz, they just need to stay in the background. They don't need to be up front no more, because every time they get that upfront exposure, it goes left. Because some people just don't know how to act when the spotlight is on them. That's why I always say, always be aware and always stay prepared. But hey, we got more in store. As always, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.